ArsenalFanTV, Mo, a very disappointing performance, a very disappointing result.
I'm bored of hearing that, Robbie, man. How many times have you started that on the road?
I'm trying to start it in a way.
Find more creative ways. I'm sick and tired of you.
All right, that was rubbish. But now
you've said that 100 times.
Let's jump straight to it. Does the manager have to go, Mo, after that performance? You know what I mean? If you want me to put it straight, does the manager have to go after that performance? That's, as I just explained to the last gentleman, that's 4 defeats in a row on the road, and we're not, apart from Tottenham, we're not talking about any of the teams at the top end of the league.
Don't even say that, because you're saying now, or other than, you're kind of saying that, when we go away at Tottenham, defeat is kind of acceptable because they're a good team.
It's a difficult place to go to.
It's a difficult place to go.
Yeah.
But that dynamic, Tottenham used to say that about Arsenal. Tottenham used to be like, defeat at Arsenal is a difficult place to go. They'd make excuses. We didn't used to accept defeat at White Hart Lane.
All right, forget about that.
But look
at the Amex,
look how far
we've lost there as well.
Look how far we've fallen. That now that dynamic has changed so much that we're almost taking that to be kind of acceptable now.
Does the manager have to go, yes or no?
Listen, look, this decline started when Kroenke came in, and Arsene Wenger is doing nothing to reverse that decline. At one point he was almost like a bit of a dartboard for the board, and he was actually overperforming, you could argue, given the budget he had. Now he's not overperforming, he's underperforming. The fact of the matter is...
Big time.
Hugely. And you know what, not just Arsene Wenger, all of the players, all of the management at the club, the owner of the club, every single person associated with the club is letting the fans down. We're getting seriously shortchanged.
That players are not playing for him. I said
that last week.
So if the players are not playing for him, we can't get rid of, a 25-man squad. Right? Does that mean that the manager has to go? I'm asking you.
You're echoing what I said last week. In any football team, if the dressing room has been lost by the manager, it's not logical. It's impossible to replace the entire dressing room. So by default, the manager has to go. Forget Wenger in, Wenger out, all of that sort of stuff. That's just a fact of football. That's just the facts. But what I'd say to you, listen, we've gone and been battered by Brighton today, but it's fresh right now, so it feels really, really crap. But when we got battered by Palace, we got battered by Swansea away, we've had so many of these embarrassing things. Don't think that this is reaching some sort of crescendo where the board are going to make a decision. This has happened many times before, and they will just sit there placid, not doing anything.
What do you think they'll do?
Absolutely nothing.
Ultimately, I'm not on about today. I'm saying ultimately at the end of the season, if we go out of the Europa League, right, and if we can't beat Brighton, how are we going to go to the San Siro and get a result? But without Aubameyang, remember that as well. But what I'm saying is, if we go out to AC Milan, what do the board do?
Talking about Italian football, firstly, commiserations and condolences to the Fiorentina captain's family today, because he passed away, and as a result of that, all of the Serie A fixtures have been postponed this weekend, which I know is not important given what's happened there, but now AC Milan are going to be unbelievably fresh for our game. I expect to lose against them. If we can't come to Brighton away and get a result, we're not going to go to Milan away and get a result, especially what Gattuso has done for them. So if the inevitable happens and we don't win the Europa, whether that's Milan or any other team, we're not going to beat Dortmund and Madrid on the way to go and winning that trophy. I can't see that happening. If that doesn't happen, listen, it's not going to be a popular opinion. I do not want to see Arsene Wenger sacked. After over 2 decades of service, I do not want to see him sacked, because I respect the guy, I still value the guy, I still love what he's done for the club. I can get all the stick in the world, that's not going to change. I respect Arsene Wenger's achievements. Do I think he's a top-level manager now? That's obviously not the case. Yeah, I hate saying that, I hate admitting that, but clearly there's better options out there. But I do not want to see him sacked. I want to see that.
If he then says, look, at the end, you don't want to see him sacked. If he says at the end of the season, then I'm going to see out the rest of my contract, then we could be in for more of this.
Honestly, if I was in charge of the club, Arsene Wenger doesn't flipping write the headlines on the website. You do what you need to do behind the scenes, and you give him utmost respect in public. Whether you sack him and you pay him off, Robbie, let me say this: you say mutual consent, and you let him leave with his head held high. And then if Arsene Wenger, whether it happens or not, I don't care. But if we're told that Arsene Wenger said, look, I feel like the club needs a bit of refreshing and it needs to change the direction it's going in, and another manager can do that, even if he was clinging on, for his dear life, but we get told that that's the way it needs to be done. I do not want to see Arsene Wenger sacked because I respect the guy too much, but clearly we need a change. And look, that time for change protest happened many months ago now, years ago, whatever it is. Not everyone joined in. It's undeniable. We need change. That change could come from the owners. It could come from the entire playing squad. It could come from the manager. The obvious one is the manager. You're not going to replace a whole playing squad. The owners, no one can force them to leave. But Arsene Wenger, people said it last week, we've said it a million times before, is an employee of the club, and he cannot stay or leave at his own discretion. He does not own the club. He should not be calling all the shots. So it's just got to be done.
So he has to be sacked then.
Listen, if that's the reality of what goes on, but listen, look,
you've gone around, but he has to be sacked then.
But I'm not. Listen, do you know the Arsene Wenger out crowd has been so disgusting, so repulsive at times that I refuse to be associated with them. So I'm not going to come on
it's
here.
Not about associating. I'm saying
by me saying I'm not going to be part of any group that has said the things about Arsene Wenger. I've heard people wishing death on him in May. I've heard people bringing his wife, his failed marriage into it. That sort of stuff. I'm not going to be associated with that. I'm not going to say the two words that people have been begging me to say for many years now. What I will say, I love the guy, I respect the guy. We should have a flipping statue of him outside our stadium. He's one of the most influential men to ever work for this club. But no matter how great you are, even Muhammad Ali can't go boxing forever and winning titles. No matter how great you are, there's always an end. And I do not want to see him sacked because of what he's done for the club. Lie to the fans and mutual consent the issue. That's the solution.
We're giving you a chance to be on ArsenalFanTV and give your opinion after the game. All you got to do is WhatsApp your video and hold the camera like this. Send it straight after.